Hi, algebra students. Today we're going to talk about point-slope form. We've previously talked about slope-intercept form. We're going to talk about point-slope form and how we can use that to write an equation of a line. We're also going to talk about how to graph it. So for point-slope form, there are two pieces of information that we have to have in order to write it in point-slope. Those two pieces are the slope and a point on the line. Right here we have the general form of point-slope form, y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. M stands for slope, just like it did in slope-intercept form. The x1 and the y1, those are the coordinates of the point that we have, or the ordered pair that we have. So y1 is the y coordinate of the point, x1 is the x coordinate of the point. In this first example, we're going to write an equation of the line in point-slope form with a slope of 5 and through the point 2, 3. Let's start off with writing our point-slope form. There's our general form for point-slope. Now we're going to just substitute the slope and the point in. So we need y minus the y coordinate of the point, which is 3, equals m is my slope, so slope of 5, times the quantity x minus the x coordinate, which was 2. And this right here is my point-slope form of that equation. Example 2, write an equation of the line in point-slope form with slope of 1/2 and through the point 4, -6. Just like the last one, let's start off by writing the general form of point-slope form. And let's start plugging things in. So y minus the y coordinate, which is -6, or put parentheses to separate these two, equals m was 1/2 times the quantity x minus the x coordinate, which was 4. Now I'm going to clean this up a little bit because I don't want double signs here. So instead of saying y minus -6, that is the same as saying y plus 6. Everything else is going to stay the same. So this is going to be the point-slope form of this equation. Now let's change gears and take a look at a graph. So we're going to graph the equation that's written in point-slope form below. So here's the equation. Below it, I'm going to write our general point-slope form so we can see where everything matches up here. It should be x1. So my slope is always located right here outside of this set of parentheses, so my slope is 2/3. The point on the line, well, my x coordinate is right here. In my formula, it says minus the x coordinate. So if it's showing +1, that means the 1 has to be negative. And my y coordinate would be right here, -8. Since it's minus in the formula, that means the 8 is positive. So we have our slope, we have a point on the line. Now we're going to graph this just like we would with point-slope form. Slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept, we had a slope and we had the y-intercept, which is just a point. So we plot the point first, -1, 8. And then from there, we do our rise and our run, up 2 to the right 3. There's a second point. We could also go down 2 to the left 3, and get another point. And then we can just draw a line. There's our line and our graph for that equation written in point-slope form. Now let's move on to writing an equation in point-slope given 2 points. So we have 2 points. We do not have the slope this time. The first thing we have to do is find that slope, and we're going to use the slope formula, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 to do that. Then step 2 is we can take either of the points we were given and the slope that we found in step 1 and just substitute it into point-slope. Let's look at an example. Write an equation of the line in point-slope form that passes through the points 4, -6 and 2, -2. First, we said we have to find our slope. So we're going to do that. Here's our formula. I'm going to use -10 as y2. So -10 minus -6 over 2 minus 4. Up here, these are going to change to plus, so -10 plus 6 is -4. 2 minus 4 is -2. If I simplify that, my slope is +2. So now we can use either point to put this into point slope form. So I'm going to choose this point right now. Here's my slope intercept form, point slope form. So y minus the y coordinate, which is -6, so I'm going to make that +6, equals my slope that I found earlier, times the quantity x minus my x coordinate, which was 4. Using that point, here's point slope form. If I choose to use the other point, I'll do it in red. Write my point slope form. I would do y minus my y coordinate, which is -10, so this becomes +10, equals the slope, which is 2, times the quantity x minus my x coordinate, which was 2. Using the second ordered pair, this would be my point slope form of that equation. So I have a bonus for us. We're going to rewrite those equations that we had in example 4 in slope intercept form. Remember, slope intercept looks like this. So we're going to take these equations, y plus 6 equals 2 times x minus 4. And we're going to take the other one using the other point, y plus 10 equals 2 times x minus 2. And we're going to rewrite them in slope intercept. All that really means is that we're getting y by itself. So to start, we have to use distributive property. Now we need to get y by itself by subtracting this 6. And we'll get y equals 2x minus 14. If I choose the other point slope form, still do distributive first. That'll be 2x minus 4. And now when I get y by itself, I subtract 10. Something special happens. I have the same exact slope intercept form. So this is how you can take point slope form and convert it into slope intercept form. Hope this video helps you as you write equations in point slope form.